Welcome to HipHop-Album-Debate, the podcast. It's Q. Hey, check this out, man. I was strolling on the net and saw something that interests me. Uh, According to Hip Hop page that I follow, shout out to them, they released that, well, they posted Dr. Dre is releasing the instrumental album for The Chronic. And it reads like this: 33 years after the original release of Dr. Dre's classic, The Chronic, the instrumentals from the album are finally being released. A majority of these instrumentals have never been released and have never leaked online. So, you got some people excited. Of course, this Dr. Dre, right? But you got some people that's not so excited. So, I took a dive into the comment section just to see the temperature. One person writes, let's see, hey, Christopher White. I'm not going to say the first one, ACS, whatever. He seemed to be excited. Wait until I get my hands on that clean, crisp ass, let me ride. Fire emojis. Lex Pierre writes, dope. That stranded on death row beat and these nuts would be great to freestyle to. All right. But you also got some people that wasn't enthused or wasn't all that excited. Brick James writes, I have vocal remover plugins, laughing emojis. I got any instrumental I need. He can keep them. We been had them. Laughing emoji. And Eric Lewis write, man, we had these already from LimeWire area. Or you can convert them. You can convert them mugs off YouTube. The finesse is in. So anyway, man, y'all wild, man. Y'all, them comments are off the chain. But I guess my question is, does anybody care? And I mean, does it has any significance that Dre is releasing the instrumentals to his album 33 years later? And to me, I'm not excited. I'm just gonna be real. If Dr. Dre were to say he was going to release anything, I would not be excited, up in the uproar, can't wait, looking forward to it. None of that, because man, for one, the detox. I mean, he promised us that for years. We never got it. Then he finally admitted that we weren't going to get it. And then the album him and Snoop did, I heard one or two songs, but I just wasn't enthused about listening to it. I just wasn't, and I'm a big fan of Dr. Dre. Been a fan since n.w.a. and really before that, World Class Wrecking Crew. I didn't know he was a part of that. I remember the song growing up, Before You Turn Off the Lights. Didn't know he was a part of that till later on. So technically, I've been a fan of Dr. Dre since before n.w.a. But I think with Dre, you hear a lot of people say Dre is a studio rat. He stays in the studio. He never leaves the studio. And to me, that makes me wonder, is that the problem? Because sometimes you can be stuck in that you're not aware of what's happening outside. And that's always a plus when you're that person. That's why when you look at your producers that were DJs for, which and Dr. Dre was one, but when they out and about, when they touching the people and seeing what's going on, they gonna always have an edge. Once you lose that, once you stop doing that, to me, you're gonna always make you vulnerable to be out of touch with the people. What's going on? what's the end thing. And I think with Dr. Dre, I sense that. I could be wrong, but I sense that. And I think in this music game, you gotta have some you don't gotta have young people around you all the time. But I think it's good to have a youngster to pull up every so often so you can kind of be in tune with what's going on and what makes sense, you know. And who knows, the instrumental album, he may be doing it just on the strength. You know what? Hey man, I'm finna just put this out. Just give it back. I don't know. I don't know, but uh, it just where's the excitement? Who's excited? And then also I gotta touch on the integrity of the people. Now you got people saying, "Man, we been had that." Uh, you have to factor that in when people get to talking about the industry and how we been finessed and we've been robbed by the powers that be. You have to factor in it's gonna always be somebody that knows how to hustle. It's gonna always be somebody that's looking for a hustle. It's gonna always be somebody that's looking for the cheap or the free 99. And so with people stealing beats, they admit we already got that. So you can't sell us something we already have. I think that has to be factored in too. And I think that's a problem with the culture that don't nobody want to talk about. We want to point the finger to the powers that be, the white man or whomever, but we don't point the fingers to, man, we gonna always try to get a hookup. It was always somebody in the neighborhood that was bootlegging. There was always somebody, you always had that cousin that made CDs with all kinds of stuff on it. It could be if you from down south like me, it could be a hip hop CD that you put together with nothing but West Coast hits, and you get them to your other cousins, and they don't buy albums, but they like the music, so you'll get them a copy of the burnt CDs. And before that, it was the cassettes. We record music off the radio. So we've been stealing music, so it ain't that new. But to get back to to the conversation at hand, Dr. Dre, if this true, because I did some research, I didn't see it anywhere else. But if this true, who's excited about a Dr. Dre instrumental album from the Chronic? The production was solid. You got I agree with the one writer. Let Me Ride was a dope beat. Little Ghetto Boy, that would be something I would like to hear just on the instrumental tip. But who's excited? Who's excited about a Dr. Dre instrumental album? Y'all let me know something, man. Is it something to be excited about? Is it nothing to be excited about? Has Dr. Dre lost touch with the people? Or does it even matter? This is Dr. Dre. We checking for it anyways. Y'all let me know. All right. This your boy Q. 3 words. I'm gone. Peace.